Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I am so excited to bring to you a full face full of first impressions. It is right after Christmas and you know what that means. I got a ton of makeup and I got gift cards to get new makeup. So we are going to be trying out a bunch of fun new stuff today. I don't have every single thing that I need. Like I don't have a new concealer or a new blush, but I have mostly everything, so let's get started. Alright, so first up we're gonna start off with some face primer. This is the bareMinerals Primetime Original Foundation Primer, and this, it looks like it's 1 ounce. Is that a spray bottle? I hope not. No, this just looks like it has like a nice little pump. Oh, I like that. Okay, I'm gonna take off my glasses. Oh! Did you see that? I didn't know it was gonna shoot out like that. Oh my god. I'm scarred for life. Alright, so let's try that again. I am going to take 1 pump of this and it's gonna shoot out. There we go. Ew. It looks like 1 pump is gonna be too much for my face, but we're gonna see. This feels really nice. Oh, it feels like a cloud. It feels really good. So since this is the original, I'm not sure if it's supposed to like fill in your pores or just be like an all-around like really good foundation base. It actually feels like a really good moisturizer, even though I already put on moisturizer. I use a gel moisturizer because my skin gets pretty oily after a while, but this actually feels like really good. I'm just gonna keep rubbing it in. It feels like I got way too much product. Okay, so now that that is over, so it says let that dry. So I guess what we're gonna do next, we're gonna move into the eyes. I'm very excited for this. So I'm gonna move you in really close so you are uncomfortable. We're getting uncomfortable here. Okay, so I do not have a new eyeshadow primer, so I'm going to take my handy dandy, trustworthy Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion, and this is just the original formula. I do think, just FYI if you haven't seen my Supernova Shadow ColourPop review, the anti-aging formula works best. The thing that I really like with this eyeshadow primer is actually applying it, you know, initially with your fingers, but rubbing it all over with a brush. Okay, so now that I have that all over my eyelids, I actually have never used the Tarte in Bloom palette. This is a really beautiful eyeshadow palette. So I'm actually gonna take a few of these shades and just create a really neutral eyeshadow look with this. So to start out, I'm going to take the top left shade Charmer, and I'm gonna put that all over my eyelid. And you know, I may not have used this specific palette before, but I definitely love Tarte eyeshadows so much. They are so nice and easily buildable. I love them so much. So cool, now that we have set our eyeshadow primer in, we should be ready to create a beautiful look. I'm actually gonna take the shade Smarty Pants, which is right here. I'm gonna take this shade. Oh my gosh, what are you even seeing in that mirror reflection? Okay. So I'm just gonna take this and put it in my crease. Since these are really buildable, you do not want to start off with a lot initially. This color reminds me of the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow. It's like a cushiony formula in Waddles. It's a really nice shade too. Okay, so now that we have our crease all good to go, I am going to take one of these shimmery shades. I think I'm gonna take this shade Funny Girl, which is right there, and just put that all over my lid. I just want to see how it applies with a brush initially. We might have to apply it with our fingers, but oh, actually I'm getting a really good payoff with a brush. I'm sure it would be a lot more pigmented with my finger, but this is really pretty. Like another one that I really like that's like a shimmery, like more natural eyelid shade is Urban Decay's Sin. Love that shade so much. Okay, so now that we have that all over the lid, I am going to take the Charmer shade again, which is the lightest shade, the top left shade, and highlight my brow bone, just to like create some definition there. And I don't want to go too dark with this look, so I am just going to take the shade Rebel, which is this. It's the third in the bottom row, third over, and I'm just gonna put that on my outer V. So this is so pretty. This is like 3 4 eyeshadow shades and I am looking beautiful. I am just gonna take a little bit more of that Rebel shade and apply it under my bottom lashes. Just like carry it down in here. Okay, so I'm gonna switch to my Swamp Queen palette just because I like the mirror. It like bends back like this, so I could literally hold it like this and hold it like so close to my face because I am blind without my glasses, by the way. But we're actually gonna move right into eyeliner. I'm not gonna mess around with any more eyeshadow or anything like that. But I've never tried the Sex Kitten eyeliner by Tarte. Tarte has so many good liquid eyeliners, seriously, and I have not tried this one yet. So let's go in with this. So this actually reminds me, I just did my full face using e.l.f. and this reminds me of the Waterproof Intense Liquid Liner by e.l.f. It's like a felt tip, but it's like pretty stiff. And I'm not going for anything crazy. I'm trying to really like lightly line. Oh no! This is like bleeding really bad. Stinks. Wow, and yeah, a little goes a long way with this. This is super pigmented. It's bleeding a little bit, so that's kind of messing me up. I'm a little disappointed. I wanted this look to be kind of natural, but it looks like that's not going to be possible at this point. Wow, okay, yeah, that was just really pigmented. And I didn't want a wing this big, guys. I didn't. I didn't want a wing. Oh my god, did you see that? I can't believe what just happened. So there is so much product in the eyeliner that I didn't put the wing back on, or I didn't put the lid back on the eyeliner, and I went like this and literal eyeliner flew out onto my face. Let me fix this. Yeah, that's pretty insane that just happened. I have no idea what advice I could give for that. Just don't like wave this around, I guess, without the cap on. It's kind of concerning, but I'm gonna do the other eye and then we can try out some mascara. Okay, I don't know if I'm ever gonna use that again. But next up we have the Tarte Lash Paint Mascara. So I didn't use this on my face when I unboxed the Tarte Pro Vault, which if you haven't watched that yet, I go through the entire Tarte Pro limited edition vault and all the products that are in that vault, including this, but I actually haven't used this on my eyelashes yet, so I'm not gonna curl my eyelashes or anything. I want to see how this does on its own. Okay, and this really reminds me of the Better Than Sex mascara. Seriously, it just is like not clumping at all. This is awesome. This is definitely lengthening my eyelashes. Wow, that's pretty. And I do like this applicator brush. It reminds me, I said this when I unboxed it, Urban Decay's Big Fatty Mascara. It's like a really nice, like, it's like this, the brushes aren't like, I didn't know how to word this before. It's like silicone, like actual like brushes. It's really nice. We are going to move on and I will apply mascara to my bottom lashes after we are done with the face. So before we get into the face, I want to check out my pores in my face and see how this primer is holding up. And it feels dry. It actually, my skin feels really soft. This reminds me, oh, and when I was applying it too, this really reminds me of the Murad Invisibler. So because my hair gets stuck in everything, I am going to pull back my hair for the face stuff. All right, I am so excited for this, guys. I've never used this foundation before. I've heard it is really good for oily skin. So this is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. And you know, I don't have perfect skin, so sometimes I need that full coverage, you know what I'm saying? So this is the shade Fairly Light Beige. It has a little bit of like pinky undertones because I don't know if you see my face right now, but I needed that. I'm gonna do what I usually do with my foundation, which you might say is an outdated trend, but honestly, it just helps me get the foundation like everywhere. I'm just gonna like dot it all over my face. I do have some concealer that I will be able to use after this. I don't have any new concealer, but okay, so I would say this is like a marble sized amount that I just squeezed out of the bottle, and I have a damp beauty blender, and I am just going to see how this applies without a lot. Oh wow, this is nice. Applying really nicely. It looks like it's covering most of my stuff I have going on. I am impressed. I am really impressed. And I feel like with most of Tarte's products in their foundation especially, This is pretty buildable. So before I go in with concealer, I'm gonna see how buildable the foundation is and put a little bit more on my problem areas. This is so pretty. I love this. I love this on the skin. I love it. But I recognize that I am gonna have to use some concealer. So I don't have any new concealer to try out because I have a few choice concealers that I trust a lot, including the Tarte Shape Tape, but I'm out of that right now. So I am going to go in with the Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer in Porcelain. And I'm almost out of this too. Alright, so I'm just gonna take the beauty blender and blend this in. And I do have to say, I'm really impressed with how this is turning out. I'm just not getting the coverage that I want with this combination on my drier spots where I have like acne scabs, like acne marks that are healing right now. I'm just gonna leave them be. Maybe I'll touch them up with concealer after everything's done, but I don't know if there's any hope with this. So if you are like super oily, I read online, if you're like super oily with the Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation, what is that? Is that hair? Ugh, that's gross. If you're really, really oily, you can set the Amazonian Clay foundation, but I don't have any new setting powder to try out. And my face has been like super dry recently, so I'm actually not gonna set any of this. I'm gonna see if it like sets into my lines and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And we're actually gonna move into the Tarte Pro Glow palette. So this is a palette that has some warm tone, that has some warm tones and cool tones for highlighter and contour. Since I am pretty pale, I am just going to go into this shade. I'm gonna close the warm tone side. I'm gonna go into this shade Sculpt that's at the my bottom, your top, and see how this reacts over here. Woo! That's a lot. Yeah, maybe I should have like tapped this off before. Oh boy. Your girl is pale, so a little definitely goes a long way with my skin. Alright, so this is turning out to be like really beautiful, but this could like really make or break this whole thing. I am going to line the sides of my nose with this. I usually use like a really, really light bronzer shade on my nose because I don't like defining my nose too much, because I do like, I pretty much like the shade of my nose, you know, or the shape, not the shade. And I don't hate this. It's just really pretty. It's super buildable, and a little goes a long way for sure with this formula and this palette. I like this, at least with the contour. So next up, we're gonna try one of these highlighter shades. I do have my trusty It Cosmetics powder highlighter brush, which I love this so much. I've really loved Tarte's highlighters in the past, so I'm sure I'm not gonna be disappointed, but I'm just gonna go into Stunner, and Stunner is the middle shade here, so it's not like this blinding shade. And Stunner looks like it's a little bit more shimmery than Strobe, but we're gonna see what we get. See, yeah, Stunner just looks like really, really natural, just like a super natural highlight shade. Do you see? That's really pretty. Seriously guys, so this morning I did a full face of makeup using e.l.f. and I don't know if it's just like some of e.l.f. products don't work that well or they just don't work with my skin type, but this so far is turning out so much better. I am just a potato in my house and I record myself putting makeup on. So it looks like maybe the contour bronzer is a little bit darker than what I would usually do, especially with this more natural eyeshadow, but I think everything's really getting tied together and I'm excited. So we're gonna move into blush. I don't have a new blush to try out, guys. I'm sorry. So I'm just gonna go in with this e.l.f. blush Tickled Pink. This is one of the things from e.l.f. that, like, with blush you really don't need anything fancy, and this shade just looks really good with my skin tone. I love it. So I'm just taking a little bit of that and I, you know, smile a little bit and I just like tap it into my apples right here. So I tap it, you know, just so it applies onto the skin, and then I really lightly with this brush just like melt the highlighter and the contour and the blush all together right in this little region right here, so everything blends really nicely. All right, so I have my glasses back on, and looking at myself like this, like, oh my gosh, this foundation looks so beautiful. I do notice that it's setting into my smile lines, my laugh lines right here. It's not setting into any lines under my eyes like too dramatically though, and it's not setting into any of my lines on my forehead, so I'm pretty impressed. I like this a lot, and whenever I tap or like rub, not too much of the foundation is coming off. I've wanted to try the Tarte Amazonian Clay Foundation for so long, but it's just like, I don't know. Oh, so since the face is like pretty much almost done, I am going to go back in with this Tarte. Jesus. I am going to go back in my bottom lashes with this Tarte Lash Paint Mascara. So that does not look half bad. That looks really cute. Okay, so I am still going to use some of my regular brow products today, but I do have this Eylure brow amplifier, which is like a brow fiber gel for long-lasting intense color. I just have a feeling it's not really gonna fill in my brows that much. So I just have the gel as the only new product that I have, but I am going to go through and just like brush out my brow hairs with my, you know, the OG Anastasia Beverly Hills number 12 brow brush. And yes, I do need to groom my brows a little bit, girl, it's fine. We're all good here. So without any definition or any penciling, anything like that, I am just going to take this Eylure brow gel and start brushing. We're gonna see how this looks. And this, it might be a little too light. Wow. It's actually filling in more than I thought it would. The only thing is I might need a little help on the definition toward the end. Let's see if I can like pull this off without a pencil though. Yeah, that just looks a little crazy. I might have to define it a little more, but this isn't terrible. Okay, so with this Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, I'm literally just gonna use some of the gel. I'm not gonna put any more product on this, and I'm gonna use it to like define this a little bit more. And that's not working half bad. That worked pretty well. It's not like super even. I don't want to look like super bushy, but let's try it on the other side too. Okay, and with that definition, with the angled brush side of the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, like, I'm not mad. This Eylure brow gel, I think it was like $3 maybe. I am not mad about this at all. I am really impressed. And I know my brows don't look the most natural, but hey, you saw them before I filled them in. Like, this is kind of their natural shape. I'm not trying to brag or anything. Okay, so definitely last but not least, I have this lipstick from a brand that I hadn't heard of before. My grandma actually got this for me for Christmas. This is from Juice Beauty. It's like an organic makeup line. I have never heard of it before. It's organic, cruelty-free, all that good stuff. This is just like a jumbo lip pencil, and the color is really beautiful. And you know what I love about this? You can get some like from Ulta. You get some like lip pencils like this, but they don't like retract, and you know, they're like this, like you can actually, like, this is gonna last me a very long time, and I love this color so much. So let's see what the formula is like. I am excited for them. My lips might be a little bit dry because I'm just getting over getting sick. Okay guys, don't judge me. And I really like jumbo lip pencils like this because it's like a liner and actual like pigment in one. It does have like that traditional lipstick smell. It definitely does have a smell, but there's no like overwhelming like artificial scent put in here, which I can appreciate. And it is an organic formula, so I guess you could kind of like expect like a not the best smell. In order for this to be this pigmented, at least on my upper lip, I had to apply a few coats of this. So even though it says like it's a lipstick, I would definitely classify it more as like a lip tint. Let me take my hair out. But there you have it, guys. Full face first impressions. I am definitely so impressed with all of these products I used today. I had no idea. So I just did this full face using e.l.f. products, and I was disappointed by probably half of the products that I used, but these, I'm just like overall really impressed with everything. You know, we had a mix of like higher end, middle of the road, and drugstore brand first impressions in this first impressions video, and I'm not mad. I'm really impressed, and I'm so happy with how this turned out. So leave a comment below, even if you already commented, girl, you know. So have you used any of these products before? Did I use any of these products wrong? Because you can call me out. I'm not mad about it. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to be the best for you. Leave a like if you like these final results. Seriously, I think the product that I'm most impressed with is either the eyebrow gel or the Tarte in Bloom eyeshadow palette. Seriously, this is such a natural eyeshadow look. Sorry, let me, you can see that now. That is such a natural eyeshadow look, and I am so happy with the results. And this is the Pro Glow palette by Tarte. Seriously, I'm so impressed. And I'm still planning to do a full vault eye look and everything. You know, girl, you know. Oh, sorry, I ran out of space on my memory card, of course, with like 20 seconds to go. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment below what your favorite product was in this full face of first impressions, or if you have anything else that you want me to try out. Seriously, I want to give you guys the content that you want. So if you aren't already, please subscribe. It helps me out. It's completely free. And turn on that notification bell if you'd like to be notified when I make a new video. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!